okay, if you've seen the first two videos and you're looking for information about the video game industry and how to get a job, or maybe you're new to the industry and want to develop better day-to-day work skills and best practices kind of stuff, I sometimes get questions, but will gladly answer any questions that come across my way. So if you have any industry-specific questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments section, or yeah, that's probably the best way to do it, because then I don't have to worry about managing a bunch of separate PMs and people can see what my response was. Now, if it's something that's sensitive and you think shouldn't be public, like if you've got a situation going on or something, I may or may not be able to respond depending on what it is. If it's like NDA related, NDA meaning non-disclosure agreement, company practices stuff. So there's a biker and doing his morning commute. So if you in the audience have any burning questions, feel free to ask. I'm super open and happy to answer. My goal for this series is to not only build up a at least mostly comprehensive, that's kind of a misnomer, but a comprehensive guide for people that have no idea where to even start, all the way through best practices once you get your first job and beyond. I'm going to eventually talk about how to optimize your teamwork skills to increase efficiency, like team time management and stuff like that. I may or may not get into the nitty-gritty of design fundamentals. It's something I'd like to do, but I'd also kind of like to write a book like my friend Shane linked, specifically on nonlinear scripting and the more complex aspects of design, video game design, that you have to be cognizant of as a mid to senior and beyond designer. There's a lot of things I've learned since, I think, 2008, and actually 2007, when I first went to school specifically for game design. Let's see. So if there's any like side topics or editor-specific questions, company-specific questions, like what I know about the titles at various companies, and ask to sort out, like, what's the difference between, say, a quest designer at one RPG company versus a writer versus a scripter or a world builder, or there's a lot of terms, and at like one company, a game designer will be considered like the creative lead for the entire project. At another company, game designer is like the lowest rung on the totem pole, entry-level job, and it has tiers all the way up to senior. But at other companies, they will be called a level designer, and level designers will basically handle everything related to design, and they might kind of flex and flow. If one guy or gal is better at programming or scripting or art, they'll kind of load balance, which I think is one of the best ways to run a team, assuming you've got a lot of seniors who really know their stuff and are self-starting, hold themselves accountable for timelines, and don't make up a bunch of BS about whether or not they'll be able to complete a task on time. That's one of the biggest problems that you'll run into on team projects, is somebody will have some unpolished skills, and they won't be open and honest about it, that they're struggling with something, and they let it run its course until they are so far behind that other people have to come in and take up the slack and work overtime. And that you don't want to be that guy. When I mean that guy or gal or whatever. So it's a lot of best practices stuff that I'll impart. I don't know what that was, but it did not sound good. And things as simple as like prepping your resume and portfolio, and what companies look for when you approach them at, say, GDC or E3, and they're doing the job fair thing, and the HR person has absolutely no experience in development. They just hire people and look for candidates and have like general guidelines and check boxes that they're supposed to check off to hopefully identify the the best candidate for the job. That's another big problem in this industry. Luckily, there are a lot of good HR people, a lot of really experienced HR people, but I would not put a lot of faith in an HR person if they were like fresh out of school and had no development experience whatsoever. At Obsidian, our HR person is actually an artist, so she's worked with artists, she's done art, she has worked with programmers, has worked with designers, she can cross-communicate, and has a pretty good bullshit meter. So that always helps, that's nice. So I've been pleasantly surprised when I came back to Obsidian a year and a half ago, that the team has transitioned to being fairly senior. It's really cool. We've got a lot more seniors now than in the past. And those seniors range from people who've worked on Call of Duty, Battlefield, Star Wars games, like you name it, we've probably got somebody that worked on either that title or that franchise or that genre. So it's like, especially the Armored Warfare team, it's pretty big, and we've got a lot of really cool senior people that have over 10 years in the industry. So it's a surprisingly fluid team. We work very well together. But yeah, if you've got any questions, if there's any specific burning things that have been bugging you that you want to have answered, say you've got a kid who wants to get into video game design or art or programming or whatever, if I can't answer the question, I've got 200 plus other people right around me every day that could probably answer the question for me. So, hope that helps. Hope you guys start spitting out the questions and I can help you out. See you next time.